Hi guys, it's Genevieve from the Red Fairy Project. Welcome back to my channel. This week we are talking about motivation and motivation to work out more specifically. I think at this time of year it's very timely. We have probably maybe set some resolutions for ourselves to work out, exercise, stay fit, be healthier. And maybe we're struggling a little bit right now. So whether you're watching this maybe in January or February or whatever time of year, obviously if you click to watch this, you are in need of motivation and you will find it here. So just to let you know that I will be just looking at my notes because I have many qualities, but a good memory isn't one of them. So I jotted it down because I didn't want to forget anything. I'm also trying to keep this video under 10 minutes. I have my timer here with me. So before we get started, make sure that you subscribe. If you're on my channel, click the subscribe button below. If you're on redfairyproject.com, make sure that you sign up for the newsletter. There's a link below as well. It's the best way for me to reach out to you on a weekly basis to let you know that there's a new video out, new content out, and it's the best way for you to stay informed. I know that we're all in social media. Social media is like crazy now. There's just so much going on that we can miss out on some really cool and inspiring stuff, and I don't want you to miss out. So it's really the best way for you to start your week because I usually put the videos out on Sunday night or Monday when maybe we have those kind of back to work blues. So perfect way for you to get inspired. So let's get started. All right, so my first tip is just get started. Isn't that helpful? So this morning was a perfect example for me. As you can probably hear and maybe even see by my Rudolph red nose, I have a cold, and the last couple of days I've not been feeling very good. And this morning, I didn't work out yesterday because I was just feeling quite unwell yesterday. And this morning I was like, I really want to work out. I need it. For me, it's a daily habit, and it makes me feel good. So I was like, okay, clearly I'm not 100%, but I'll just get started and see how it goes. And that's really a key trick. Don't decide if you're going to work out or not based on how you currently feel, because there's something that goes on the mind when the body does start moving, where you might start like dragging your feet, not motivated at all. And as soon as you just start moving a little bit, doing something that's not even that challenging, kind of the endorphins start kicking in, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, maybe I can do another 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you've done a 60-minute workout. And this is something that I actually share quite often on Snapchat and on Instagram. I'm including the links below. If you don't follow me yet, definitely do, at Red Fairy Project. I share every day. I share like wellness tips and health and happiness inspiration. So definitely check that out. And I share on a daily basis where sometimes I am not motivated to work out, and I just want to show up for myself. I put those sneakers on, I get dressed, and I see where it's going to take me. And today was a perfect example. I didn't feel great this morning. I feel I probably sound really congested. I just started moving. I kind of set the bar low for myself, where I thought I would just do maybe this and that, like 2 different little videos. And I ended up doing like, I think about maybe 50 minutes or so. And I did like some cardio, which I didn't think I was going to do at first. I thought I would do more like some weights and some toning, because for me that's a little less demanding. And I did pretty good. So just get started. Just show up for yourself, really, and see where it goes. If you're going to the gym, say maybe I'm just going to walk on the treadmill. I've done that. Right now I work out mostly from home, but when I was going to the gym, sometimes I did not feel like going, and sometimes I would head out like at 5:30 in the morning when it was still dark, and I would just say, worst case, I'm just going to show up for myself and walk on the treadmill. So of course I start walking after a couple of minutes. Okay, maybe I'll run for like a minute, and then I'm running for 5 minutes. And maybe sometimes that's not going to happen. Maybe your workout is going to be like half the intensity that you normally do, but it's better than nothing. So it's not necessarily about pushing yourself every single day, but if you are lacking that motivation, sometimes you can't wait for the motivation to get started. You just have to get started. Just do a little something and you'll see normally it will come. So my other tip for you is visualization, and you are going to laugh. And I see I have 5 minutes left, so I'm going to be really fast here. I don't know. I hope you're going to see this well. I have a laptop and I do my workouts from my laptop. This is a box which I put my laptop on, and yes, I know it's very ghetto. It's a photo of Elle Macpherson, so aka Elle Macpherson, the body from, I think it was like the 90s that she was like a huge supermodel. And I just find her really inspiring. She's like a super successful businesswoman now, and she has like a whole wellness brand and everything, like it's a wellness empire really. And so I like having a visual that inspires me, that kind of reminds me like, what am I striving for? And it's not necessarily from a body shape point of view, like she's kind of not stick thin, but she's very petite, like I'm more like kind of athletic, but just from what she represents, you know, she represents health, she represents confidence, strength, and I like having that visual out when I'm working out, and especially at those moments where I'm struggling. So what I do is like I set my box and my laptop up and I'm getting ready, and it just kind of like subconsciously starts to get my brain motivated. I also have my my vision board here, my mood board behind me, which is on my desk, which I see, and I look at this every morning, and once again it helps inspire me and motivate me to really take the actions that are necessary to reach those goals, to be kind of the best version of myself, to be that person that I want to be. So visualization I think is really, really key. I talked about earlier setting the bar lower. This is such a good trick, and I find that this has helped me tremendously over the years because I've been active for I'm 40 now. I've been active, I don't know, like 2 decades, let's say. I wasn't very active and very healthy when I was younger. And setting the bar lower for yourself, just like the first example that I mentioned, is sometimes if you set the bar too high, it's overwhelming and you just end up doing nothing. So sometimes you need to set the bar lower for yourself, and it'll just give you kind of giving yourself the permission to maybe not perform like 110% every single time. Like that's okay, you know, cut yourself a bit of slack sometimes. Another trick that's simple and quite obvious is having nice workout clothes, and, you know, rewarding yourself from time to time. When you've been consistent for a while, go ahead and buy like a cute pair of leggings or a new top. Obviously clothes that are functional, where you actually feel comfortable working out and moving and all that. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but setting out your workout clothes the night before, especially if you work out early in the morning, having that visual there makes you feel damn guilty if you decide to skip. But also when you have like cute clothes, it's kind of, you know, it's more fun to work out. So it's a simple thing, but it makes a difference. What else do I have? And then make it practical. So the more complicated, the more obstacles you put in your way to work out, obviously the more, you know, the bigger the chances that you won't work out. So I worked out, I started working out from home about 2 years ago because my circumstances called for that. I was going back and forth between Switzerland and Canada, and in Switzerland I didn't want to sign up necessarily for like a gym subscription, and classes there were extremely expensive, so I started working out from home. If you do want to work out at a gym, find a gym or a yoga studio that's close to your home or close to your work. Make it practical. Remove those obstacles out of your way so that you're basically left with no excuses. Working out in the morning for me is more practical because during the day I get really busy. Sometimes my work can finish quite late, so I get that done. I get it out of the way. I know that I've taken care of my body, and I don't have to worry about that for the rest of the day. So notice all the obstacles that have currently been in your way. Maybe it might be something mental as well. That's super important. I would say as important probably as any kind of physical reason why you're not working out as much as you'd like to. And the final point is probably actually the most important. It's to focus on your why. And I mentioned this in another video, which I've linked below as well. Focusing on why you want to work out rather than having the mentality of, oh, I should work out. That is the worst motivation ever. Why do you want to work out? To be healthier, to be more comfortable in your body, to release stress, to feel beautiful, to feel sexy, to be comfortable with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Whatever it is, your why, the reason, will be the biggest motivator of all. And think about that every morning when you wake up or when you start convincing yourself maybe of not working out. Your why will usually bring you back. And also focus on how you will feel after you've worked out. You'll be proud of yourself for showing up for yourself. You'll be less stressed. You'll be able to deal with challenges during the day in a better way. You'll be just less tight in your jeans, more comfortable in your own skin. So think about that rather than kind of dwelling on the fact like, oh, I don't feel like it. It's early. I'm tired. Whatever. The mindset, honestly, is the biggest thing I would say when it comes to working out and incorporating those healthy habits. So definitely have a big focus on that as well. So there you have it. I hope that these tips help you. It's something that I've taken many years to learn, to incorporate. I still have days where I do not feel like working out, and from time to time, very rarely though, I have to say I bail, but this is like 20 years in the making of discipline, and not even discipline, it's become just a daily habit, just like brushing my teeth. It's not a question anymore. So anybody is capable of doing this. I came from very far. I used to be zero active when I was younger, like when I was a teenager. It was really bad. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. You just have to arm yourself with these different tools, these different tips, and always be kind with yourself. If ever you do fall off the wagon, just brush it off, forgive yourself, throw yourself lots of love, and get right back on and put those sneakers on the next day. So I love you guys very much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube, if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's video, and I will see you very soon. Love you. Bye.